So we are at the Fabulous Fox with John O'Brien, who is the VP of programming. So you make the decisions on the shows.
Yeah, so I'm focused on Broadway. You know, when it comes to our Broadway series, all the specials, anything on the subscription, that's my domain.
That's your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby. I mean, I have worked in theater for years, and this is just I love theater. I love
You had to have
Broadway.
been an actor at one point.
No, never.
No?
In high school I did a couple shows.
Right.
But like for the good of everyone in the world, I've stopped acting. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs that.
This is why I do radio,
Yeah.
because, I thought, they don't want to see my face anymore.
Yeah, I have no face for the stage, no voice for the radio. So,
I don't know about that. He's
yeah.
a great voice you have, John. But I was looking
Thank
because luckily we get emails and I
Mm-hmm.
talk about it all the time about the Fox and On the Juice. And there's some great shows coming up.
It's a really fun lineup. We are so it's our 40th anniversary. And
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
40th anniversary. Hasn't it been here forever? Explain that.
Okay, so the building has been here since 1929.
Okay.
So we're pushing 90 on the building, but actually, so after it had reopened, at a certain point, in the 70s, it had kind of started to slow down and eventually went dark.
Mm-hmm.
So we are no longer doing shows here, no movies or anything.
So this was for a few years, 70s.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was definitely a handful of years in the late 70s into early 80s where it was just doors locked, we're not doing a thing. And then in the early 80s, and I think 81, Mary Strauss and a couple other partners came in. They're actually looking at the office building next door, and they said, well, if you buy this office building, you get this whole thing.
Whoa!
I know, what a fun
I
little
think,
add-on.
yeah,
Some
hello.
bonus material.
Office building. Who needs an office
Exactly,
building?
right? I would put my office right on the stage.
Yes.
But so they did this massive renovation, multi-million-dollar renovation, and then September 7th of 1982, doors reopened with Barnum, and we've been doing, massive Broadway shows and huge artists like Lady Gaga, and everyone has come through these doors. So
It's amazing because I get to, I'm going to put that a little closer to you just so I know. There we go. It's amazing when I get to talk to some of the actors, the performers that come here, and they all are just in awe of this theater. And to me, part of the experience of coming to the Fabulous Fox is the theater itself. And they kept it really kept it original, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. So Mary Strauss, who is one of the partners still for the theater, she went to wild lengths to make sure everything was just as it was. So this place is, there are not theaters like this throughout the country. This is such a special, rare breed. So when actors are coming through, a lot of times they've never been in a place like this. So it's a pretty mind-blowing place. I mean, I've worked here for 4.5 years, and it's still every day I walk in and I'm like, what the heck is
This is
going on?
my
This is
job.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's not a bad setup.
And you probably see something new every time.
Every single time. I mean, that's the thing, is the details throughout, whether you're looking at just like the design elements or backstage, we have murals and signatures from everybody that's come through. So sometimes you're like, oh, there's, Cats, original Cats. Oh, there's Phantom, or there's
Wicked,
these
or-
huge stars
Right.
too, or like all signing the wall. It's not a bad setup.
Now, can anybody go and see that signing of the wall anywhere? Or?
So sometimes, yes.
Really?
When we do a lot of tours. Each week we'll do tours that go throughout the theater, tell the history. But the secret is, if you go when there's not a show on the stage, oftentimes they will go backstage, and you get to see some of those murals and signatures. Get to go on the stage.
Wow.
But it's only when there's not something coming in. So you really want to line it up and figure it out. But there's a way to see it, so I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I would too. I'm going to have to do that. And by the way, we're sitting inside the club. Is it called the clubhouse? Or?
So this is the Fox Club Lounge.
Okay, now you have to be a member to get in this lounge, and there are ways to become a member. It's not full?
No, well, it's kind of changes season to season, but, so we've got a couple different membership levels that folks can get involved at, but, if nothing else, we've got a wait list, and we've got a whole team that is always looking to make sure we can have as many people in the club as possible. So between the Broadway Club and the Fox Club, you know, we've got some cool options. I mean, this is a neat space that not many people get to
right, not to
experience.
get to see it. And I know my co-host Billy, he does this thing with his mom because he always sees all the shows with his mom, which I think is sweet.
I love that.
His wife is not into theater. I don't know. I don't get it.
Some
But
people just don't. I
they-
don't know. Bad
yeah,
taste.
bad
Come
taste.
on.
I know.
Come on.
Sorry, Melissa, but you know,
Melissa.
you're missing out.
Come on. There's something for everyone. That's
Right.
my thing, though.
Absolutely.
I like, so my family does not like musical theater either.
Really?
Like, most of my family, my parents were first responders, so I was the weird art kid in the family who's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I told them, I said, there's something for everyone, and
Absolutely.
I'm going to find it. My dad lost his mind over the band's visit in the Book of Mormon.
Oh, yeah. I love that
and
show.
Neil's Fiddler.
Yeah.
My mom had a great time at Hamilton, so I'm convinced. Melissa, we're going to find your show, I promise.
We will. Maybe it's the Nutcracker.
Ooh,
I mean, that's.
okay.
I think it's coming this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do have a Nutcracker,
Yeah.
so
But
always ahead.
one thing that they do that Billy and his mom do is they come early,
Okay.
like at 4 or something, whenever the curtain call opens.
Mm-hmm.
And they have dinner and drinks first, always good parking. In fact, I think they street park at that point. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
kind of smart too.
Primo parking.
And then they stay. They have the curtain call's great. They got great food, great drinks,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
then they go straight and get into the show.
That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I love the shows we do. I love every show.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I think the best part of coming to a show is just a night at the Fox.
Absolutely.
And to make it a night, to, you know, come early and have lunch. We've got multiple restaurants here. And in Grand Center, there's so much going on.
There's the Angard Arts Hotel, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
fabulous.
The rooftop bar is lovely. They have a new restaurant down
Mm-hmm. Right.
there. So the neighborhood is
Staycation.
great. Staycation. Oh my
Right.
gosh. Choose the room color you want.
Yes.
The funnest thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so
I
cool.
love that hotel. I mean, there's a lot of hotels.
Yeah.
It's the Arts District, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And you can't get that at home, sitting at home, watching Netflix and chilling. You cannot get that.
We love Netflix, but we also love, even more than Netflix, we love live entertainment and great cocktails.
Yep. You never
Maybe
know
that's
when they're
me.
going to mess up.
Oh yeah. That is like one of the best parts of live entertainment is, you know, being a part of those weird moments where like something went wrong.
Yeah.
And people love it. I love it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
do
seen
too.
all kinds of things go
That's
wrong.
why we love live radio. Same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's so we mess up and we go, "Hey, way to be human." You know, oops, kind of a thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been doing this position for how long?
About 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was living in New York prior to this, working in theater there, and I got a call that this position was open.
You're
I was
like,
well, that's truly all of my interests combined. So,
That's fabulous.
yeah.
So how do you go about picking the shows?
you know, it is a wild process. It's years in the making. So we're usually planning anywhere between 2 and 5 years out for seasons for Broadway, because it is so, you really have to know everything about what is in development. You know, what shows might cycle back here? How do you coordinate some of the big hits, the returns?
Right.
So when I'm looking at a season, my goal is usually to have something for everybody. I want a mix of all the biggest and best shows I can get. So I want to make sure I have Tony winners. I want to make sure I have family entertainment. I want to make sure I have, you know, something that
A little edgier.
something edgy, like if you've, or something where if you have never seen a musical, maybe like the gateway drug of musical theater. Like, so maybe it's a jukebox musical or based on a movie or an artist you know. So it's, I want to make sure there's something that will, like, if you look at the subscription, I want you to want the whole thing, because that's the way to do it.
Right.
Buy a
It
subscription.
is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you do get a bit of everything. It's a smorgasbord. board,
And you can bring other people, like, you know,
Exactly.
Melissa, if you would like to go and see one of the
Melissa.
shows. I'm just, you know.
hit us up. We're gonna
You
make this
missed
happen.
River Dance. It was amazing. I'd never
Yeah.
seen it. So, yeah.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you.
We will get you.
Yeah, in a good way. We love you.
Yeah, we do.
But that's my goal. Is I want there to be something for everyone,
Sure.
and so when I'm building like a subscription package, I'm going to make sure it's got the hottest hits on Broadway's, the biggest blockbusters, and you know, just something that St. Louis will love. You know, there's shows where I walk out of them in New York, and I'm like, I'm not sure if St. Louis is going to love that, and then there are shows I walk out and I say, people are going to eat this up. It's going to be incredible.
It's interesting because one of the first shows I saw when I first moved here was Moving Out, which a lot of people don't know about. And I'm so grateful to the Fox for having it, because I know hardly anybody who's seen it, and it's basically a movie based on Billy Joel's songs. Fabulous musical,
good.
so good. And I was with my sister who loves Billy Joel, who's visiting from California. I don't think they had it in LA.
Really?
I don't think so.
You know, St. Louis, we got the good stuff.
We do.
We always do.
We do.
We do it big every
Yep,
time.
Every time. And so, going back to when you're scheduling these shows, how did COVID affect that? It must have been, were you backlogged? I can't even imagine.
Is there a cocktail somewhere?
Yeah, it's that time.
It was a nightmare in a way but what was wild was you got to see the entire industry come together in a way we've never had to. I mean, like, we've always worked together, but it was truly years and years and years of planning that completely fell apart. So you would, things would fall apart and you would put it back together, and then a month later it would fall apart again and you put it back. So, I mean, I was on plan Z by the time we reopened, because the amount of things you have to move and
I would think things would be backlogged or maybe moved completely out.
No, for sure. I mean, there are definitely, I would say there's probably 3 or more seasons of impacted seasons from COVID, where we've got shows that were supposed to come in one season that are now waiting a few seasons. And, I think there are booking agents that are based in New York or beyond, and they coordinate the routing of these shows. And I don't know how these people did it, because not only did they have a dozen or more shows that they were trying to route, they had every market. Every time things fell through, they would have to reroute a whole new tour multiple times for every show. It was nuts.
I can't imagine. And
Totally
I felt for a lot of the times, and again, this is a union, it's equity. And I know they were doing their best to take care of their people.
Absolutely.
But I don't know about the other, the backstage people that make it all happen. The musicians, were they taken care of? I'm always worried about them.
Oh, absolutely. And yes. In short, I can say yes, because we've been working so hard. I mean, that's one of the things where as soon as this all started, we were saying, okay, what needs to happen? What protocols need to be in place? What steps and measures can we do? So we upped our sanitation like crazy. We got new air filters. We got portable air filters. We installed this new technology to purify the air. There's mask mandates. There was vaccine mandates. So it was really, some things were show to show, but at the end of the day, we want everyone to be safe.
And still enjoy theater.
We're in the business of bringing people together.
Absolutely.
And so we're desperate to bring people together, but we wanted to do it in a safe, responsible way. So it was a lot of work, but
you guys did it, though.
You guys
did it. You guys did a really great job. And I noticed that people weren't in a bad mood. They were patient. They waited. Yes, here's my card. They weren't all mad. I didn't see anybody mad. I would have slapped them if I did.
Thank you.
But I think look at Hamilton.
Yeah.
I mean, Hamilton was, I think, sold out or pretty close to it. At least when I went,
it sold pretty incredible.
Yeah.
St. Louis was excited to have it back, and we are excited to get it back. I mean, that's another show where we were like a month out from doing it.
I know.
And then COVID canceled it. But to the credit of all of St. Louis, I really think we have some of the best audiences in the entire world, because people were so supportive. And people recognized, this is what it takes.
Yeah.
And it's not ideal. It's nothing we wanted to do.
We don't want to wear masks during a show, but we want to keep everyone safe.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is it was a means to an end, and it was an uncomfortable period and a sacrifice. But ultimately, St. Louis was so incredible. So thank you to everyone and beyond, anyone that came in.
There's a New York guy saying that, by the way.
St. Louis originally, but
I'm just saying.
But no, I mean, St. Louis is. I really do. I am the biggest fan of St. Louis and the audiences here, because they're so proud and excited.
So true.
St. Louis is one of the top markets for Broadway.
Really? Is that why they opened? Didn't they do a show or somewhere? I saw they were testing shows here. They would start. Yeah.
So Stages St. Louis did a pre-Broadway engagement of The Karate Kid.
Yes, that's what it was.
So it's because it's such an incredible theater town, and so people are starting to take notice. Audiences are loving these touring shows. What if we start shows here? So I think, and the Muni has had a lot of great shows that they've helped develop before they got to Broadway. So it's it's been cool, and you know, I think we couldn't do it without St. Louis being so supportive. I mean, St. Louis is such a proud city, and we are very grateful to be one of the sources of pride, I think.
Well, yeah. I
People-
mean, when you think of St. Louis, and I'm originally from Southern California. I'm an LA girl. Lived here over 15 years, and I always am visiting. Don't want to go back. And a lot of it is the pride. A pride in our sports teams, pride in our theater. But when you think of St. Louis, you think of the Arch, you think of the Fabulous Fox. You do.
Good
You think
taste.
of Union Station, the Wheel now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's
Yeah.
just it's a place that when people come and visit, I go, yeah, I go in the Arch. You gotta go see a show at the
Yeah.
Fox. You just, and people always go, oh, I'm so glad you told me. I just kept staring at the ceiling.
It really is. It's a place like no other. So there's a sister theater in Detroit and another Fox in Atlanta. But this like era of these majestic, wild, gorgeous theaters, they don't build them like this anymore. So
There's one in Rockford, very small,
really,
that reminded me of a smaller version of this. Just that old. I don't know when it was originally built, but same thing with the
Yeah.
gold leafing, and you just look at everything. Go, how did they do that?
no, it's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And so St. Louis, I think Cardinals fans are known for being some of the best in
And
baseball,
nicest.
and some of the nicest in baseball. And you know, we're lucky that Fabulous Fox audiences are some of the best in Broadway.
I love hearing that. And so let's talk about the shows because I'm
Let's
really
do it.
excited. I just got an email from Megan. A bunch of shows coming out, like
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Wicked's coming back, right?
Which is, yes, we've got that back, and
so
we cannot
excited.
wait. And they're making a movie of it, so
I know. And Ariana Grande should have been the other one. I don't get it.
Ariana.
I love
she
her.
Is, yeah.
She's not playing Elphaba.
Okay, but Cynthia Erivo.
Is she
When
great?
I tell you that this woman is unreal.
Is she
I
really?
saw her in The Color Purple on Broadway, and it was like a religious
I don't
experience.
know her.
Oh, she's nuts.
Okay.
She's so good.
I just see Ariana Grande as the other character. That's all.
Well, if you want to feel bad about yourself, there is Cynthia Erivo, who is going to play Elphaba in the movie, and is incredible. She was this lead in Color Purple, which is one of the most grueling, difficult roles in musical theater.
Yeah.
Seeley.
Sure. Oh,
Because
yeah.
she's just belting, and Cynthia has this. So she ran like a half marathon and then did like 2 shows. And I was like, I could barely walk
Right.
half a mile
And
then
work.
sit through a show.
Right.
So I don't.
What is she, 20? I mean, like, she
She's
just has energy.
from some higher.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's from.
Well, then
Like,
she's a
she is
perfect Elphaba.
some magical creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's gonna be incredible, and so that's gonna be great.
Okay,
So the
good.
good news is we're gonna have Wicked before the movies, so everyone can be like, love their Wicked,
Right.
And we all see the movies, and we'll bring it back.
I love
That's
that.
my promise.
I love that. And then what other shows are you looking forward to?
So I mean, this season I'm really excited about because since it's our 40th, we really wanted to make sure we had the best of the best and the best of Broadway, the biggest hits. So you know, Wicked is such a hometown favorite. St. Louis loves Wicked, and Wicked loves St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
We
not
do.
saying we're their favorite, but
Oh, I think we are.
I'm gonna, yeah. Right? At least right now in this moment, we're the favorite.
Yep.
No, but it's such a great relationship the two show, like the show and the city have, which is so cool. But you know, we've got Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations.
Oh,
which,
I want to see that.
Oh, it's so fun. I
Yeah.
mean, the choreography is incredible. The music's incredible. You just have hit after hit after hit. And
I'm trying to think of what, there was another one on here. I'm trying to see without my glasses. Oh, Frozen?
Frozen is like,
That's a great kid one.
oh yeah, that's going to be a great one for the families. We've got it in November.
Tootsie, that's the
Tootsie.
one.
Oh, it's a ton of fun.
Is
It's
it?
hilarious. It is so funny. It's one of those shows where like I was just cackling because it won a Tony Award for Best Book. because
And it's a
so
musical.
funny. It's a musical.
Okay, so you have to see the movie. Kids, go rent it or whatever. First.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is, it's, you know, it's based on the movie, but they make it fresh and like take a new spin. So now Michael is an actor in like a theater actor. So it's like him in a Broadway show.
That's great.
So it's cool because they really like refreshed it and made it feel modern in this really cool way while giving you everything you want from the movie. So I think people are gonna love that. It's hilarious. Frozen is great for families. The one that I'm amped for St. Louis to see is, I mean, all of them.
Right,
I
of
mean,
course.
it's truly like Hadestown, Tony winner.
Yeah,
one of the
I've
best
heard of that.
scores.
Really?
It's incredible. But like, I think St. Louis might not be familiar with Six, but they're gonna love Six.
What's that about?
So Six is about the 6 wives of Henry VIII.
Ooh.
And yeah.
Oh,
so
I already
it's-
like it.
Oh, it's so, but it's like this pop concert. So it's the 6 wives coming together, and they're essentially singing their stories and saying, okay, why did I have the worst time with Henry? Like, why do I have it worse? Because they're competing to be the lead of this like pop girl group.
Oh, that's great.
So it's so
That's
so
so brilliant.
Oh, it's really incredible, and it was written by these like people in their early 20s.
I love that.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, but it's a huge hit on Broadway.
And that's called Six.
Six.
Okay.
So definitely check it out. That's gonna move quick. So get tickets.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Which is this revival? It's their 50th anniversary. It's our 40th.
Wow.
So it's it's kismet. It's cute.
Yeah, it is. What a great musical that is.
Yeah.
And did I see on there? I don't know
We've
if I saw
got
Les
To Kill
Mis
a
or not.
Mockingbird,
I don't
which
think
is
I
on
did.
our subscription.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay.
So Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. They did this. So Aaron Sorkin, who did The West Wing
Sure.
and Few Good Men, like phenomenal writer, did like an adaptation of the book, and it is incredible. It
So is this
so
a
good.
play?
It's a play.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, we don't do like the last time we did a play was War Horse, which was like 2013, I think.
Right.
So we only bring them in at their biggest.
This
and
is a treat.
This is a treat, yeah. And
Yeah.
I really think if you've read the book, if you love the book, if you've seen the movie, if you've seen or read neither, it's a pretty incredible landmark production. It was one of the hottest selling shows in Broadway for ages. So
But the thing is, you want to make sure you get in before they're sold out. And
Yes.
so subscription, I would think, would be the best bet. All kinds of layers of
the
that you go,
safest
right?
way, honestly, the safest way to secure tickets for everything you want, Frozen, Mockingbird 6, all these things, is a subscription. And you get to get a bit of everything, which is
Yeah.
incredible. So it's a really great package.
Great gift, too.
It is a great gift. Gift it. Gift today. Be a good
And there's
person.
different levels. So if you go to, it's fabulousfox.com, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you go on there, you'll see all the different levels. And some, you can get parking with it or something, which is great. And by the way, you can get parking ahead of time, which I love this. You go to, on fabulousfox.com, you go and there's a part where you can book your spot ahead of
Yeah.
time, which is great.
Which is so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's our goal, is we want to make sure everyone has like the best night we can possibly deliver. So making sure you get your parking in advance, so you don't have to worry about it at the moment. You've got your tickets already. Come on down, have some dinner, have some cocktails. We've got champagne on tap at Curtain Call,
Ooh.
which is incredible.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
They make a really good gin and tonic, by the way.
Oof.
My favorite.
Yes,
So good.
Good choice.
Now, and they're all up right now, all the shows that are coming out, or there's some that are not on the website yet?
We've got some surprises in store, my friends.
Ooh.
We've got surprises. So I'll say most of the Broadway is set.
Okay.
So, that will keep selling and rolling out, and please join us. But we've got, beyond the Broadway series, we've got so many cool things coming in.
Is that when it's off season?
So like the concerts and comedians. So we've got specials that will like Miz is coming back.
That's what I
and
thought, Les Mis.
Wicked,
Yeah.
Illusionist, Elf. We've got a great series, like off-series specials. But then also, part of the 40th is bringing in these incredible other entertainers. So we've got concerts and comedians, and some other surprises, like we've got a Wheel of Fortune coming in.
I saw that.
I know.
That looks so fun.
I would love to do it. I would be so bad at it.
Oh, I
just
would
know
too,
I'd
but it'd be so
terrible.
fun. You can do
Exactly.
it when you're watching it, and then when you get
Yes.
on, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. You get all
I
nervous.
forget what letters are.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Wait, is that a colon? No, I mean,
Is it
an apostrophe? No, it's a letter.
to buy a Z or something?
Right,
I don't know.
right.
It'd be a nightmare.
But that would be so much fun.
Oh,
Do
it's
something
fun
like
fun.
that. And do you do things with schools to help, kids that really want to be in theater? Because all I hear now is, when I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber. Do you remember the days when people wanted to be like actors on stage, or they want to be
Join us.
firefighters?
Come perform with the Fabulous Fox.
Right.
We have a ton of different, so, we've got groups. We always invite groups. We love to have groups of students come in to see shows. We've got talkbacks after some shows. You can reach out to our groups department. also on the Fabulous Fox website, and they can share more information about, some of these offerings. But what's also really neat is there's the Fabulous Fox, like the Fox Performing Arts Charitable Foundation.
Oh, okay.
Where, the Muni and the Fox for different events will work with them. And they do, for instance, like the Teen Talent Show, which is a really incredible way where, people from all over the St. Louis area can come and, participate or compete to be in, there's different rounds of it, but we have phenomenal dancers and singers and,
the talent in this town blows my
unreal.
mind.
Oh, it's incredible.
Just
yeah.
We got a lot of good talent
People
here.
are talented.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of it, which is super disrespectful.
You have a different talent. You put all this together for everyone.
See, I'll take that.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
a talent.
Thank you.
I couldn't do that. Whew, I'd be like, oh. So
it's been a big year for us, and we're crawling through COVID.
Yeah.
And last year, to be able to reopen and
gosh.
invite people back, and St. Louis was so supportive. That's what's been kind of remarkable is that when our doors were closed, we got so much love from St. Louis. People calling, writing.
Can I do anything? Can I help? Can I donate?
just
What can I
saying,
do?
Hey, we're so excited to come back.
Yeah.
We understand, because it was a nightmare.
But you got through it.
But we got through it because
Got through it.
we were so eager to. And so all of it was worth it. It was like, sometimes it felt like, I kept saying, we're landing planes in a parking lot.
Ooh, that's a great metaphor.
Because
Yeah.
we had these massive shows that we had to puzzle piece in. And every time a show canceled, it was just devastating for us. Because we were so excited to
You
show
get
it
pumped
off.
up.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is a season that we are, I'm always excited to share a season because we book it because we know people are going to love it.
Yeah.
And to finally get to invite people in and say, hey, this is what we've been working on. This is what we want to share with you. It's incredible. Gives me a little chills to
I love it. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
So thefabulousfox.com. It's very simple. You can see all the shows that are there. Book them in advance because some of them are only maybe a couple weeks. So I think like Les Mis, I think will sell out. We love Les Mis.
St. Louis loves Les Mis.
Yeah.
And that's another one I'm always so excited to bring that back. So that one's only here for a week. Some of the shows will be a little longer. Some shows will only be one night. So artists like Ben Platt and some of these things.
I love Ben Platt.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I didn't know he was coming. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
surprise.
he's great. Yeah.
No, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's one night only. So it's, and some of these comedians are only one night, and all of
They
that.
probably
So
look at the Fox. They go, oh, maybe I'll do one more night.
Yeah, maybe we'll. can we
Sorry, we're booked for
hang
tomorrow.
out another day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, other city.
Sorry.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
No, we love our partners on the road, so we
Sure.
never want to do them dirty, but
Right.
our heart is always open to people hanging out with us a little longer.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we want to see you here at the Fabulous Fox. John, thank you so much. Thank you for
Absolutely.
welcoming us with open arms. And let's go to the show.
Yeah, come on out. It's going to be an incredible season, so we'd love to have you.
And make sure that you stand for the ovation. These
Yes.
actors work very hard. Don't just leave to try and get to your car. They don't like that.
You know what? This is stay through the ovation, thank them for what they're doing, go grab a cocktail to beat the traffic. Curtain call is open after the show.
I didn't know that. Why
yeah.
did I not know that? Oh, because
So-
I always get up really early to go to work, so
You know what?
I never get to stay.
We'll sleep when we're dead. That's
That's
fine.
I
When-
do have that expression. We'll sleep when we're dead. That's so funny. I
When
say
there's
it all the time.
champagne on tap so close to you,
Yeah.
it's kind of, a sin of sorts not to indulge, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the special times when they have the actors come out afterward.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool too.
Yeah, so so stick around. There's a lot to explore, a lot to enjoy. It'll be a great season.
Thanks, St. Louis. Thanks,
Thank
John.
you. Thank you.